For years, people have been coming up with the craziest GTA 6 fan theories. But today, we are reacting to the top 10 theories that might actually be true.
We'll rate each theory as we go, and trust me, you do not want to miss the last one.
Let's do this.
Number 10. There's theory and speculation out there that 70% of buildings will be enterable. Yes, you heard right. One of the most commonly held fan theories.
I don't believe
also
it.
One of the most ambitious, technically. Look, games are getting more and more
That would be
immersive
crazy.
with faster loading and more realistic visuals and more true-to-life environments. And you know what's something you can do in real life? You can go inside, anywhere. I mean,
Enter
not
buildings.
everywhere,
No, you
but
can't.
you know what I mean.
What are you
In the
talking
land of
about?
Video
Oh,
games,
oh.
especially open world video games, interior space is usually at a premium, you know? Usually in these types of games, you get a few central locations you can go in and out of, maybe a few set piece missions that take place in an interior, but for the most part, you're stuck outside.
I love that mission,
GTA
by the way.
6 might, and that's the key word here, might change all that if this fan theory ends up actually being true. Imagine an open world game the size of GTA 6 where you can actually go inside 70% of the buildings. That would be a literal
don't
game
believe it.
changer in terms of immersion. We've never really seen anything like that. For actual gameplay purposes, it sounds like it would maybe be unnecessary, but think about GTA Online, right? Being able to go anywhere would make the online experience way, way better, way more detailed.
It actually
That
would. It
speculation
would be
about
insane.
70%
Yeah, it's true.
isn't coming completely out of nowhere either. This isn't just a theory conjured up. Like, we know that Rockstar has filed patents for procedurally generated interiors.
Oh,
and that old
wait,
mega
I kinda
Rockstar
wanna-
leak made many references to making a lot of interior locations in GTA 6. Whether any of this will actually pan out or be in the final product, who knows?
Listen, I want to quickly jump into this because Crubble Cop, I do not believe that to be the truth.
You don't? Oh, I actually
No.
do. I think that it is the truth, Jelly.
Okay, listen, the only way that Rockstar Games could have made 70% of all interiors, like, accessible is if they kind of generated some kind of AI that creates rooms
Yes.
in front of you.
Yes.
If that's the
exactly.
case, it's possible. So let's say there's 10 or no. Let's say there's 50 skyscrapers, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you won't be able to access all the floors, but perhaps you could access the lobby, the main downstairs lobby, and all these lobbies could be randomized using some kind of AI generator. That could be true.
All the lobbies are the
I
same.
just don't see it.
I think this is actually going to happen, Jelly. I think the lobbies will be the same, but maybe the rest of the buildings will be like partially empty or just recycled rooms, you know? Like in the apartment complex in GTA 5 right now.
70%. You know, that is an insane number. I feel like there were a lot of interior buildings in GTA 5, but it was maybe like 2% or 3%.
Yeah, so
Now,
what
they
is
could triple that.
70% if you're already at 3%, Jelly? You know what? I need
What
everyone
are
in
you
the
talking
comments.
about?
Let me know in the comments who's on my side, who's on Jelly's side. What do you
I
think?
wish it was true, but I don't believe it. Imagine every single house. You got a neighborhood with 100 villas. You think you can enter 70?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, yeah.
I don't think so.
100%. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Comments, let us know.
Number 9, the theory that Liberty City is in the game. This first theory
no
was
way.
pushing into like implausibility.
I definitely
but, like,
don't
now
think
with the
this.
second one,
I
we're
don't
just
know,
diving into crazy town. There are the more reasonable theories that perhaps Liberty City might appear in the prologue, similar to like Yankton in GTA 5.
Yeah.
or maybe show up as a place you're briefly in during a mission, like when you go to Liberty City real quick in San Andreas. Maybe during a flashback or something like that. That's a pretty reasonable assumption to make. But the real crazy theory here is that Liberty City doesn't just appear, it's actually like a second landmass or map entirely. The idea being that you'll have Vice City and all of Leonida as well as Liberty City, and they'll be like the two separate islands we see on some postcards. Oh yeah, and there are license plates from Liberty City too, so of course that must mean we're just gonna be going there, right? Like, it's not like people from another state would be in a state based on Florida, one of the biggest tourist destinations in the country. No, it must be that there's just an entire second map that they're just keeping hidden from us. Look, we're being sarcastic here. It would be a hell of a surprise if this actually ends up being true, but you know, maybe don't get your hopes up. The game like is already looking
I want to talk about this.
ambitious as it is. Do they really need to double the potential map size on top of everything else that's in there? This isn't even the only fan theory about major secret landmasses in the game. There's a lot of speculation that Rockstar's original plan for a Project Americas is still on, and that there actually will be significantly more added to GTA 6. If not on launch day, then later through DLCs. There is, of course, a lot of speculation
This is
that the state of
nuts.
Gloriana will be heavily featured at some point because of license plates and stuff like that, which, you know, people would assume is like a nearby representation of the state of Georgia. Look, all this stuff isn't completely impossible, but considering the scope of the game already, we're just finding it kind of hard to believe that they'd seriously consider making the game so much bigger than it already is.
So listen.
Okay.
Do you
Tell me.
remember all these mod developers? They developed what I believe was Liberty City inside of GTA 5.
Correct.
And it was extremely realistic.
Yes.
And what did Rockstar Games do?
They took it offline.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
removed it. Now, they could either remove it because they think, oh, well, it looks too similar to Liberty City,
Yeah.
and we don't like that. Or
Or-
they say, we're working on our own, and this is copyright infringement.
I mean, I think Rockstar would rather release Liberty City remake in the GTA 6 engine than actually included in GTA 6.
I do agree with you on that. I think there's definitely going to be some sort of Liberty City eventually in GTA 6. 100%.
like eventually, but not
Whether we
inside
can
the game.
access it, we don't know. It might just be cutscenes.
I don't
right?
think it's gonna
What
be
if-
in the game, Jelly. I think it's just the
don't-
license plates
I-
for show.
Probably only the license plates. Maybe there'll be some buddies of ours, you know, that are in the story mode. I don't know. Maybe there's like a movie on the TV that you can watch and you can see it's Liberty City. Whether we can access it and walk around, I don't know. But there is a reason that Rockstar Games took the Liberty City mod offline.
True, Jelly. Jelly, I think this is just a fan theory. It's never gonna go anywhere.
Oh, come on. Comments! Back me up!
Okay, okay.
All right, move on.
Next, over at number 8, the theory that there will be a mission in space. Look, we're only
What?
3 entries deep here, and this is already going way off the deep end. Seriously, a space
What?
mission?
In
Is
space?
Jason gonna like get in a
Elon
shootout on
Musk
the
in
moon
GTA
or
6?
something? I don't know. Like,
This
GTA
would be
games
really cool.
Can go over the top, but not that over the top. A moon mission is getting into like Saints Row 4 kind of territory, and we just don't see GTA 6
Territory.
going that wacky, because otherwise it's actually looking like a pretty serious affair. Look, this might sound like your average crazy speculation that came from nowhere, but here's the thing. The leak mentions
is.
Come
files
from.
with names like space station and shuttle and astronaut suit and orbit, space landscape, low gravity, all these
mean,
words popping
GTA
up, which
5 has all
actually
of
seems
these,
to
right?
imply that there could be, seriously, a mission where either of the characters for real go into space. How on earth is that?
Whoa,
meant to
I just
happen?
thought
We
of
have no
something.
idea, but the potential is there if the leaks end up
Cape
being
Canaveral.
100% accurate. The concept of a mission involving space or NASA in some way isn't
You're right.
completely far-fetched. I expect the game will have its own version of, Cape Canaveral. Maybe there's a mission that
No,
involves a
he
rocket
said it.
launch.
Ah,
You
he
don't
just
actually
said
go
it.
into space, but you see it in a cutscene, or maybe there's a shootout. I don't know. There's a distinct little possibility. But again, this isn't a list for reasonable theories, though. This is all about crazy theories. And the idea that this relatively realistic and grounded crime game will have a mission where you go on a rocket and launch into space is pretty nuts. Normally, we just dismiss this idea outright, but those file names actually did, add some fuel to the fire, I guess. We still don't think it's going to happen, but hey, at least the theory isn't quite as far-fetched as you'd initially believe at first glance.
Jelly,
The biggest space stadium city in the world is in Florida. Just saying. Okay.
I mean, it's in Florida, so I don't think we're actually gonna go into space, but I do
Right.
think there will be like a space station.
there could be a space
Like
station, and there
launch
might
station.
even be some kind of mission where in the background you see a rocket take off. There could be. I
Right.
don't think there will be any space physics, even though they're really easy. You just turn the gravity off. I think for game physics, it's pretty easy to do that. But
then
I don't think it's
again,
gonna happen.
I'm gonna have to change, and I think it's gonna happen in the form of an Easter egg, Jelly. Like,
Oh, we
imagine
had alien Easter eggs
you-
in GTA 5,
exactly.
actually.
There's an alien Easter egg in
Dude.
GTA 5.
Let's go.
And it abducts you, and alien spaceships, and there's alien eggs crashing, but then it turns out you're just tripping, right? You're just hallucinating. So they can
Right.
definitely get this in here by an Easter egg where you're tripping, hallucinating. I mean, there's going to be way more substances than in GTA 5, right? So I think it's going to
Yes.
be there.
I want to agree with you on that one. I just don't think we're going to space. I don't think we're going to space. But,
Okay.
kind of a cool theory. Kind of a cool
Comments,
theory.
let me know, because I think I'm onto something here. I think I'm onto something. Okay.
Next, over at number 7, functioning gas pumps. This is one theory that's oddly
No
common.
way.
After Red Dead Redemption 2 and its almost pathological dedication to immersion and realism, along with
100%.
Rockstar's acquisition of 5M, the role-playing thing, it's just left fans going wild in speculation about all the immersive elements they'll incorporate into the game. In many fans' minds, this game is going to be less of an open-world crime game primarily focused on action, and will instead be the most immersive life sim possible, with some
That would
minor
be cool.
crime-related elements. Look, that's why there's so much speculation about the possibility of working gas pumps here. That means you actually have to keep an eye on your gas tank, which will make the game more true to life and presumably better. I don't know, like, it's not a completely impossible theory. Games like Mafia 1 and 2 have working gas pumps. They're mostly just around for immersion because you're never really going to run out of gas, but it's cute that the game gives you the option. The abundance of gas stations with NPCs filling up their cars does contribute to this theory, and it's possible. I mean, in Red Dead, you had to maintain your horse and do all that stuff. It's possible in GTA 6, you have to maintain your car. It really just depends on what direction Rockstar actually takes the game, because right now, we have no idea.
I do think we're going to be able to fuel our car in GTA 6.
Yeah.
I just don't think it will have any impact to the mileage of the car. I just don't feel like it's a good gameplay element when you spend a lot of money to buy your own vehicle inside of the game and then mid-mission it runs out of gas. Like that, I just don't see that happening.
I agree. Then again, building on top of GTA 5, there you could shoot the fuel tank and it would like leap out and then the
True.
car would stop working, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like it would make your life miserable.
It's a game breaker. It's boring to fuel the car. Why do we need to run errands inside of a shooter game?
I
right?
agree.
A free roam shooter game. We don't go and buy a house and then clean the house in the game, guys. The house is always clean.
Would you also have to? fair
Right.
enough. Fair enough, Jelly.
Like,
Fair
we
enough.
don't actually use toilets in the game either. Like the character
Okay.
never has to pee or poop.
We get it. We get it. But Jelly, would you also have to fuel up planes, right? That doesn't make sense. Fueling up planes, it just doesn't make sense.
No, bro, the
Then
things
again,
fall out of the sky.
maybe Rockstar adds in so that you can drive for like 100 hours and at some point your car runs out of gas. But no
So-
one's actually gonna do that unless someone's gonna test to see if you can run out of gas in GTA 6.
Yeah, there might be some kind of maintenance element that with Los Santos Customs or this time Vice City Customs has. I don't know. You need to like keep maintaining your car. I just don't see the
Yeah.
gas thing happening.
Or it's like
right?
an upgrade so you don't have to fuel up your car anymore, right? That would make your life much easier.
Then again, the game's about stealing cars.
Jelly,
Grand
okay.
Theft Auto.
Final vote. I don't think it's gonna be in there.
Nah, bro.
Nope.
Comments.
Nope.
Back us
Nope.
up. It ain't happening, bro.
Or not. I'm curious. Okay.
Imagine you gotta go to the bathroom every 3 hours
Yeah,
in the
okay,
game.
we get
'cause-
it. We get it, Jelly. We get it.
Or you just go into a bush.
We get it,
Over
Jelly.
number
We
6,
get it.
the theory that GTA 6's trailers have already revealed a major plot point. Again, this is speculation, but just in case
plot point.
people are guessing
Spoiler.
things right, maybe you want to skip this point. But this is a pretty fascinating idea from the Reddit user Roger63358. That's both kind of insane, but makes a certain degree of sense.
Wait,
So the
what?
gist is that every Rockstar trailer from Bully forwards has included some major story event from each game in the trailer, but nobody could tell that it was significant until after the game came out and we got the full context of the scene. So, like in GTA 4, the trailers show the pivotal scene where Nico confronts Darko, but in the trailer, it just looks like a generic intimidation sequence. In GTA 5, one of the trailers shows the moment where Trevor kills Johnny Klebitz from The Lost and the Damned, but made it look like it was just a random guy. And then in Red Dead Redemption 2, this is a big one, the trailers actually show a clip from the mission where Arthur contracts tuberculosis. It
No!
seems like just an average shakedown in
So
the trailer,
sad.
but it's maybe like one of the more significant scenes in the game, but you wouldn't actually know it until much later. All of this taken together suggests that Rockstar may be doing this on purpose. Like they're intentionally sneaking in little clips of the most important bits of story in the trailers, knowing that nobody will actually recognize the significance until the game comes out. that's all to say that maybe something in trailer 1 or 2 of GTA 6 is actually a much bigger moment than it appears to be. We might be seeing the very scene where, the two characters maybe betray each other, or a major character is revealed to be a mole, or something like that. One person's a cop, an undercover cop, who knows? It's just not clear from the way these scenes are framed.
This is such a nonsense theory.
What?
Listen, of course they're doing this. That's the whole point of a trailer. When you go watch a movie in the cinema, right? You've probably seen the trailer. The trailer always shows something that relates to the story that's probably pretty significant to the story.
Somewhere in the trailer. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the trailer is developed in a certain way for you to not connect the dots. That's what a trailer does. It opens the curiosity element for you to want to understand more.
Yeah. I mean, if I'd have to approach
What a
this,
dumb theory.
if I'd have to approach this from a business sense, they have a formula that works with trailers. And in that formula, they have to add some juicy story beats and, like you said, create this curiosity gap.
there is a visible story in the trailers, in both of them. And there's been leaks as well on what the story of the game is gonna be like. So, of course, man, we already saw some crazy things. I mean,
Yeah.
the shot on the yacht, maybe they blow it up at
Or
the
the
end
one
of
in
that.
the airplane. She's fighting in the airplane. How do you get
yeah.
in a cargo plane without the story being like crazy insane? So yeah, no, Jaylee, in all honesty, I think I'm on the side with you on this one. I think it's gonna
Thank
be in
you,
the game.
Quabblecop.
Obviously.
Thank you.
Obviously.
Thank
It's like
you.
so simple.
The theory that there will be a relationship meter in the game. With how
What?
much the trailers and website for GTA 6 seem to
Relationship
emphasize
meter?
the relationship between Jason and Lucia, it's not all that difficult to imagine that the game will feature some kind of relationship meter, something you fill up, something similar to how Honor works in Red Dead 2.
No.
The speculation is that depending on your actions and how you behave to one another, the relationship will either get stronger or weaker and could possibly affect the ending. Like if the relationship is strong, they'll stick together in the end, but if it's not, then they may betray each other or have one walk away when the other one is in danger or something. I don't know. In Red Dead Redemption 2, it wasn't as specific. Your honor changed depending on what good or bad deeds you committed, but it did have an effect on how Arthur's story ended. It didn't change things drastically, but there was a difference depending on if the game considered Arthur to be honorable or dishonorable. And it was really cool to see the little nuances the game would trickle in. GTA 6 could play out the same way. Now, do I actually think this is going to happen? Who knows? I think it's crazy at this point to speculate about in-depth game mechanics like this, but that's what we're doing here. I don't know. I feel like Red Dead was where they experiment with RPG mechanics, not Grand Theft Auto. At most, I'm thinking GTA 6 might just have some binary choices like GTA 4 and 5. That's probably the most likely outcome, but as far as crazy fan theories go, this one is pretty reasonable, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Jaylee?
Sounds boring to me, bro. I don't want to run a virtual relationship. That sounds like an errand I don't need in my life.
I do think the, different choices having impact is gonna happen though, Jilly. So,
Right.
like if you have a really strong relationship, they might come back and save each other. If you don't have a strong relationship, they might betray each other. Like, that I can buy into.
But a physical meter?
No, definitely not a physical meter. No.
Right, no physical meter. I agree with you on that. There'll probably be something, right? Like, there will probably be a result to a certain action. Whether it will affect the end of the game, I highly doubt it. In GTA 5, we did see it though, right? You could kind of decide who to kill or
Exactly.
who not to kill. So there's that element, but like he described as well, that was a binary choice, right? That would have happened anyway.
I think
So-
we're gonna see that, but then on steroids with the relationship. So yeah, I'm gonna vote relationship meter.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely no meter, bro.
Okay,
no meter.
That's fine. That's fine.
Next at number 4, the theory that GTA 6 is secretly a continuation of Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, look, this is like
What?
just pure nonsense, but hey, it
What?
gets repeated enough that I guess we should talk about it. So,
Are you
this
kidding
theory
me?
entirely hinges on the fact that someone somewhere thinks that the protagonists of GTA 6 look like some of the characters in Red Dead. So Jason, I guess, is meant to be Arthur.
What?
Raul is Dutch.
What?
Lucia is someone. Nobody. I don't know. Look, listen, folks. If your theory falls apart at one of the two main protagonists, maybe you should workshop it just a little bit more. Frankly,
Couldn't you
the
pick,
idea
like,
that
the-
Arthur and Jason look exactly
What?
the same is kind of ridiculous. I mean, seriously, you think
This
these
does-
guys look
this
identical?
doesn't make any sense,
I don't know.
Shirley.
Either someone here is crazy, or like they're losing their eyesight, or they're just farming for clicks, and now we fell for it. That's kind of the world we're in now. I don't know. I don't think this theory really holds any water, even though they're all crazy. This one's like extra crazy. All this nonsense somehow makes the equally asinine theory that somehow Arthur is Jason's grandfather seem more sensible and well thought out in comparison.
What?
It's a theory that comes out of nowhere, but at least it doesn't immediately fall apart under 2 seconds of scrutiny. Well, actually, I mean, he really would have to be Jason's great-grandfather. Yeah, I guess that theory falls apart too. Anyway, okay, let's move on.
Bro, that is the most nonsense theory I have ever heard.
Yeah, absolute nonsense. Next.
Now at number 3, the theory that you can play video games on the console. This is one that, depending
Ooh.
on how far you want to take
Yeah,
it,
100%.
ranges from, fairly reasonable to that's just completely cracked. The basic concept is sound. I mean,
Ooh.
Trailer 2 shows a gaming console. It's not too far-fetched to assume that maybe your character can interact with it and play it. It's not like playing games within games is some impossible thing to imagine. Plenty of games have done it, from like every Yakuza game under the sun to Uncharted 4 with Crash Bandicoot in it to Black Ops, Cold War. Gaming just could boil down to playing some Atari games for a few seconds just as a laugh. That seems a little unambitious for Rockstar. The console is meant to be like a knockoff PlayStation 5, so you'd think maybe they'd have something a little more complex than just some 8-bit games there, right? But how far will they take it? Will you be able to play GTA 3 in GTA 6?
What? That would be
Probably not,
cool.
considering they're still selling that game for like a premium now. But they could put in some less popular DMA design games or something. Throw in Space Station, Silicon Valley, or Body Harvest in there. You know, that would be a fun surprise. Or if they really want to go nuts, they could come up with like a completely new game to screw around in that exists in this universe. Let us actually play that Righteous
game
Slaughter
inside
game.
of a
It
game.
doesn't have to be a fully featured game. Just give us a little taste. That could be fun. Yeah, this is where the whole idea is starting to stretch things, but hey, it's something that we want to believe in. That's what this list is all about. Some crazy fan theories.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Imagine this, right? There is a console that you can access. The moment you boot up the game, you've completed the story, right?
Okay.
So you spawn in, and there's a console you can access. And once you sit down and open that console,
Yeah.
it's a creative world of people that have created their own games inside of GTA 6.
Oh my
Like Fortnite.
goodness. That's like the
Like
servers.
Fortnite.
The servers, you know, you can play
That
on
would be
servers.
sick.
If that's
that
how you
would
enter
be
online.
sick.
Yeah, I mean, that would be sick for sure. Yeah.
It's a very cool and doable transition, and then they don't have to like actually develop stupid little nonsense games like a fake Pac-Man or
yeah.
something like that.
So people
But
can
yeah,
release their games there, and how do you enter? You go into
we'll
the
definitely have some
console
kind of games. I don't think that will be it though, but yeah, we'll definitely have some kind of games, 100%, bro. I mean, fake Tetris, fake Pac-Man, little arcade games on arcade machines. I think we even had that on other GTA games, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really disagree with this. There's definitely going to be games on the consoles. It's so simple. I
Yes,
agree,
quick
Jelly.
maths.
I agree.
Now at number 2, maybe there's going to be an in-game form of social media. I know how much you like doom
What?
scrolling, so what could be better than getting brain
Hell
rot
no.
scrolling social media in the game? Obviously, yes, like GTA 6 will be incorporating social media somehow. The entire first trailer featured that stuff heavily. It makes sense. It's modern society. It's what GTA games do. While we still have no idea how all this stuff will actually integrate with core gameplay, but we think it's safe to assume that socials will be a major part of the game's setting and the satire. But what's really up in the air is just how much social media will be a thing in the game. Will it just be a new way for the game to integrate side activities like doing stunt jumps and chaos missions where you go on a rampage, or will it be more than that? One common fan theory we've seen floating noted is that NPCs could potentially record footage of you. Like if you're acting goofy in public,
What?
or you cause some
That's
scene
cool.
or do a crime, then it'll actually show up on socials naturally and maybe go viral, and maybe you'll see it when you open up your in-game phone. Look, that's already a very ambitious idea, but some fans, of course, are taking things even further by suggesting that the game will have a fully integrated social media infrastructure that you can literally spend hours scrolling through, just like in real life. Some people even want it to be incorporated into the game, like make it so you earn in-game cash by monetizing your in-game videos, which sounds kind of insane, and that sounds like a whole different game, man. The tough part with parodying social media in 2025 is that this crap is almost beyond parody at this point. It's hard to imagine making a joke version of X or Twitter or TikTok or whatever that's somehow like more of a cesspool than it already all is. But hell, if anyone can do it, it's Rockstar. Maybe they'll make fun of YouTube channels like us. I don't know. I'm open to it. I don't care.
I just came up with the greatest YouTube video title ever. I became the biggest GTA 6 YouTuber on the planet.
Inside of GTA 6, you mean?
Yeah, that's the point. While I do think there will be social media, I don't think it'll be like very, very big of a deal, right?
I
hope
agree.
not, anyway.
I think it'll be there, like on your phone, like it was in GTA
Yeah.
5. I don't think you can
You
do
could probably
anything
click
with
share a clip or something stupid like that.
I think it's gonna be completely worthless.
Which is, in a way, the truth of social media anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Particularly like TikTok and Instagram Reels, and like what's the real purpose of these things? You know, like at least on YouTube, you click on what video you want to watch and you don't get it fed naturally. Maybe on YouTube Shorts you get it fed, but I don't really think we need that inside of GTA.
I don't
6.
think it's gonna be there, pretty much.
Anyway,
Number one!
Let's watch
the most
number
insane
one.
theory of all is that Rockstar will actually support GTA 6 with story DLC and add-ons,
Nope.
and not just immediately abandon it for GTA Online. Out of everything that's appeared on this list so far,
DLC?
honestly, I think this is the least likely thing to ever happen that at the same time we desperately wish would actually happen. Everyone always suspected that the original plans for DLC for GTA 5 got dumped in favor of just making more GTA Online stuff. And when it was finally confirmed by Trevor's voice actor, Stephen Ogg, came out and it said that parts of the planned DLC was shot, but they never ended up using any of it too. Like, instead, they cannibalized the single player DLC stuff for online. Look, it sucks. However it went down, whatever, it makes sense. GTA Online made them an absurd amount of money. It makes all the money. There's no reason why they shouldn't continuously support that, because it's been incredibly successful for them. But it's still disappointing for fans of Rockstar's more story-focused output, especially because like these guys used to do some of the best add-ons in the business. The DLCs for GTA 4 are excellent and really expand the world and like the use of that stuff in the game. And Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption was a really fun twist on their usual formula. It was great seeing Rockstar experiment a little and, you know, go for something with a more absurd tone. But now that their online stuff has exploded in popularity, any hopes for DLC are pretty much dead. And, you know, maybe we're a little skeptical here, maybe we're a little pessimistic. We don't expect this to change with GTA 6. We suspect that we'll get the base game, and that's it. Like, once that's out there, it's full steam on whatever else they're gonna call the GTA Online part of GTA 6.
Billy, I'm just gonna pause the video here. You tell me, are we gonna see DLC, paid DLC, story DLC in GTA 6?
Well, I wish it was true. I don't believe it either.
Nope. Nope.
GTA Online is the big moneymaker, and they will keep bringing out free content for you to get on GTA Online that you have to spend money on. That's
Exactly.
the DLC we're gonna get.
And that's
it makes
it.
the most sense because there's a huge risk to creating a new story that people have to pay for, and then all of a sudden nobody buys it. With GTA Online, they can get immediate results and immediate data to double down or try something else.
Exactly, and that's it. It's not gonna be there. Don't get your hopes up.
All right, I like these theories though. I do think most of them or some of them could be true, and we'll definitely see in the game.
Let us know your comment theories in the comments below. We're gonna read them. I'm super curious.
Bye.
See you in the next one. Bye.